Today, we are tackling something that I think stresses almost everyone out. Navigating a huge international airport. You know, the clock's ticking, signs are confusing, and you're trying to use your English to figure it all out.
Oh, absolutely. That feeling, that sort of knot in your stomach when an official asks something unexpected, it's real.
Exactly. And if you've ever felt that, well, this deep dive is aimed squarely at you, we want this to be your shortcut to feeling more confident.
It really can be. We know you, the listener, you want to get past just the basic phrasebook stuff, right? You want practical, real-world know-how that actually cuts down on the stress.
Yeah, less anxiety, more knowing what to expect.
Precisely. Our sources kind of lay out the whole airport journey, step by step, chronologically. But we're not just listing phrases. We're digging into the, let's say, tactical communication you need, the kind that makes the difference between smooth sailing and, well, a really frustrating experience.
That's the mission today. We're distilling those essential, real-life steps and the key English phrases you absolutely need from the moment you're wondering, which terminal am I even in? Right through to grabbing your bags at the other end.
And here's the thing, the why this matters part. When you understand the basic conversational patterns, the specific words they use, like the vocabulary, it just dismantles that feeling of being overwhelmed.
Information overload, yeah.
Right. Knowing what to say, what info they need, maybe even what they'll ask next, that gives you a huge amount of control back.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with that first, often chaotic hurdle, arriving and checking in. Okay, so you've just arrived. Taxi, bus, whatever. You've got your ticket, maybe digitally, passport hopefully handy. You're standing there, probably outside or just inside this massive, echoing building. Air travel really starts with just finding your place, doesn't it?
It really does. Pure logistics. Before you even talk to an airline person, you have to figure out which physical building you need.
Right, Terminal 1, Terminal C, South Terminal.
Exactly. Modern airports are often these huge complexes. Could be Terminal 2, Terminal C, sometimes domestic and international or miles apart. You gotta orient yourself fast.
So, best case scenario. Your ticket clearly says Terminal 2. Then asking for directions is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, relatively simple. Clarity is your friend here. You just ask someone, maybe an information desk or staff member, excuse me, where is Terminal 2? Simple as that.
Or maybe. Can you tell me how to get to Terminal 3? Is there a difference there?
Subtle, but yeah. Whereas kind of implies you think it might be walkable nearby. How to get to suggests you suspect it might be further, maybe need a shuttle or a train. It shows you understand the airport might be spread out.
Okay, that makes sense. But what if, and this happens, right? What if you don't know the terminal number or the taxi dropped you at the wrong one? Our sources say focusing on the type of flight is often faster.
That's a really key tactical point. If you don't have that number, the absolute fastest way to get pointed right is to clarify. Are you leaving the country or not?
So instead of asking about Terminal 3,
You'd say, excuse me, where's the departure area for international flights? Or for domestic flights? That immediately tells them what section you need.
And let's just quickly define those terms for everyone.
Sure. Domestic flights staying within the same country. International flights going to a different country. Knowing that distinction can literally send you to a completely different building sometimes.
That's super helpful, especially when you see signs for ground transportation or airport shuttles. If I ask, how do I get to Terminal 5? And the answer involves taking something, what kind of words am I listening for?
Good question. You're listening for those directional sort of transport-related verbs and nouns. They might say, you need to take the SkyTrain, or catch the terminal shuttle bus just outside.
Ah, so words like shuttle, bus, train, maybe people mover.
Exactly. If you hear any of those, you know it's not just a walk down the hall. It's a separate building, and you need to actually ride something to get there. #tag2, the check-in desk interaction.
All right, so we've navigated the signs, maybe taken a quick shuttle ride, and found the right building, the right area for our airline. Now it's time for that first big human interaction.
The check-in desk. Documents ready. How do we kick this off smoothly?
Yeah, the goal here is quick identification and confirmation. You don't need lengthy pleasantries. Just get straight to it.
So something like,
Hi, I'm checking in for the flight to London. My name is Sarah Smith. Or maybe, good morning, checking in for flight BA 246 to New York. Simple, clear. Gets the job done.
Okay, but wait, what if your last name is, long or tricky to spell, especially if you're a bit nervous and speaking fast? Is there something better than relying on them catching your name?
Yes. This is where a bit of tactical language really helps. Instead of just the name, lead with your booking reference, that code.
The PNR?
Exactly. The PNR, passenger name record, or just booking reference. It's usually that 6-character mix of letters and numbers, like, say, J4K7PL. That's unique and much faster for them to look up. So the pro move is, good morning, checking in for flight BA246. My booking reference is J4K7PL.
Precisely. That just cuts through any potential confusion about names right away. And once you said that, they'll almost always immediately ask for your ID.
Right. The standard, can I see your passport, please?
Or even just passport, please. Being ready, maybe having it open to the photo page already. Saves a few seconds, keeps things moving. Hashtag tag 3. Navigating luggage and seating preferences.
Okay. Identity confirmed, flight confirmed. Now comes the luggage conversation. This, as you said, is often where the stress and sometimes unexpected costs kick in. We really need to nail the vocabulary here.
Absolutely crucial. You've got to be clear on the two main types. First, checked bags. These are the big ones, right? They get weighed, tagged, and disappear into the plane's hold. You won't see them again till you land.
And the other type.
Your carry-on or hand luggage. That's the smaller bag you're allowed to take into the cabin with you.
Got it. So checked bags first. The big issue is usually the weight limit, isn't it? Nobody wants that surprise excess baggage fee. What's the key phrase to use before you put the bag on the scale?
Yeah, be proactive. Ask, what is the weight limit for checked bags? Even if you see a sign, maybe 23 kilos or 50 pounds, just confirming doesn't hurt.
Okay, but what if? What if the scale does flash red? That awful moment.
Right. The agent will probably say something like, I'm sorry, your bag is overweight, or you're 5 pounds over the limit. You basically have two paths, and you need phrases for both.
Path 1, pay up.
Yeah. You ask, okay, what is the excess baggage fee? Path 2, which is often more practical if possible, repack.
Can you actually do that?
Usually, yes. You can ask, hey, you take a few things out right now, or maybe, is there somewhere I can quickly repack? They often have a little area nearby for just this situation.
That's vital to know, that you can ask to step aside and shift stuff to your carry-on, maybe. Okay, now let's talk carry-on confirmation.
Right, the bag you take on board. You need to be sure it meets the rules, especially size, which is trickier than weight sometimes. Just hold it up or point to it and ask, is this bag okay for carry-on?
And what if they think it looks too big?
They might use the word oversized. If they say, that looks a bit oversized, you might have to be prepared to check it in instead, which again could mean an unexpected fee if you already checked another bag.
Okay. And carry-ons bring us to the infamous liquid rule, the bane of many travelers. We need specifics here, right? Not just no big bottles.
Absolutely. This separates the pros from the less prepared. The standard, especially U.S. and Europe, is the 3-1-1 rule. You need to know this.
Break it down for us.
Okay. 3. Containers must be 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters maximum. That's quite small. 1. All these small containers must fit comfortably into one single, clear, quart-sized plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag. 1. And you're only allowed one of these bags per passenger.
3-1-1. Got it. That's the expert detail. But what if I need to carry, say, essential medicine or baby formula that's bigger than 100 millimeter?
Crucial point. You don't just hide it and hope. You declare it. Ideally, before you even get to the security line, maybe even mention it at check-in, but definitely at security. You say, I have medically necessary liquids over the 100 milliliter limit. Where should I declare these? This signals you know the rules and are following procedure. They'll likely screen it separately.
Good to know. Okay, last thing at check-in. Usually right before they hand over the boarding pass, seating. A small thing maybe, but huge for comfort on a long flight.
Definitely. The main choices are usually window seat for the view, obviously, or aisle seat next to the walkway, which makes it easier to get up and stretch or use the restroom.
So you just asked, can I have a window seat, please? Or an aisle seat, please?
Yeah, simple, polite request.
But the dreaded scenario, what if the airline has already stuck you in a center seat? Nobody wants the middle seat. Can you challenge that?
Yes. The tactical pushback. You don't have to just accept it silently. You can politely inquire. You'd say something like, oh, I see I've been assigned a center seat. Are there possibly any window or aisle seats available?
Available is the key word there.
Exactly. It acknowledges they might be full, but shows you're asking if there's any flexibility. They might say no, but if you don't ask, you definitely won't get it.
Worth asking. Okay, mastering those little phrases makes a big difference. Boarding pass in hand. Let's move on. All right, check-in done. Boarding pass acquired. Now we face the security checkpoint. Necessary, obviously, for safety, but it can feel really high pressure. Uniformed staff, quick commands, you really need to listen carefully here.
Absolutely. It's all about following instructions quickly and precisely. The communication usually falls into two buckets: instructions for you, your body, and instructions for your stuff, your belongings.
Okay, let's start with the commands related to you, the person. What are the main things they'll ask you to do?
It's mostly about removing things that might trigger the metal detector or obscure scans. So the big ones are, please take off your shoes and belt. Often they'll add outerwear too. Please remove any jackets or heavy sweaters.
Right. Then there's the stuff your carry-on, your laptop, etc. This is where things need to get separated into those plastic trays or bins.
Exactly. The most common specific instruction is, please put your laptop in a separate bin. Remember, a bin is just that plastic tray they provide.
Do they sometimes ask for other electronics out too?
Yes, increasingly. They might say, place all large electronic devices into a bin, please. That could include tablets, cameras, sometimes even chargers and cords if they look bulky in the X-ray.
And this is where the 311 liquid rule comes back into play, physically.
Right. That clear plastic bag with your little bottles,
Yeah.
it needs to come out of your carry-on and go into a bin where it's easily visible. They might say, place your bag of liquids in the bin on top of your clothes or something similar. They need to see it clearly.
Okay, what happens if you, genuinely forget? You left a water bottle in your bag or your keys in your jacket pocket that's now going through the scanner. That moment when the conveyor belt stops.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Don't panic. If the X-ray operator flags your bag, they'll usually say something direct like, whose bag is this? Then your bag needs additional screening. Or perhaps, we need to conduct a hand search of this bag.
Additional screening. That's the key phrase.
That's the one. Just wait calmly. They'll likely pull the bag aside, ask you to open it, or they might open it themselves and remove the item causing the issue. Just cooperate.
Okay. Bags are through. Now you walk through the metal detector archway or sometimes those full-body scanner tubes. What if beep? It goes off. Common anxiety trigger.
Very common. Again, stay calm. The officer will be direct. They'll likely say, please step back or step to the side, please. Then they might use a handheld wand scanner.
And they'll ask you to empty pockets?
Probably. They might say, please empty your pockets completely.
Yeah.
Or point to where the beep came from. Do you have anything in your trouser pocket? Or simply ask, did you forget any metal items? Keys, phone. Just follow their instructions, maybe take off a watch if asked. And it usually resolves in seconds. Hashtag tag 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 2. Finding and monitoring the gate.
Phew. Security cleared. We're now airside, in that big area that often feels like a shopping mall with gates attached. But the immediate task before relaxing is finding your gate. And crucially, monitoring it.
Absolutely. Your boarding pass is your starting point. It has the gate number, let's say gate 34, but you need to navigate using the airport signs. Look up. Big overhead signs usually point towards gates, often grouped like gates A1, A30, or gates B. Follow the arrows.
But airports can be labyrinths, right? Lots of twists and turns. If the signs get confusing, what's the best way to ask for help without sounding totally lost?
Be specific with your gate number. Don't just ask, where are the gates? Find an employee and say, excuse me, could you point me towards gate 34? Or if it seems like it might be a long way off, you could ask, is gate 34 in this part of the terminal, or do I need to take a train or shuttle?
Checking again about potential transport. Smart. Now let's hit that monitoring point. The big flight information screens. Why is looking at these so important even after you found your gate?
Because gate assignments are not static. They change all the time, especially if there are delays or the plane arriving at your gate is late. You absolutely cannot just find your gate, sit down, put headphones on, and assume you're set. That's a classic mistake.
So you need to keep glancing at those big screens. What information are you double-checking?
3, maybe 4 key things. First, your flight number, like DA246, and destination, make sure it's still your flight listed at that gate. Second, the gate number itself, confirm it hasn't changed to, say, gate 45 down the hall. Third, the departure time.
And there's a nuance with the time, isn't there?
Yes. This is a really useful detail. Often the screen shows 2 times side by side. Scheduled time, which is what's on your ticket, and estimated time, which is when the airport actually thinks it will depart based on current operations. If that estimated time is later than the scheduled time, bingo, you know there's a delay, even before they announce it. You might also see status words like on time, delayed, or boarding, the hashtag tag 3, waiting, and announcements.
Okay, found the gate, confirmed the details on the screen, maybe checked it again just to be sure. Now, you wait. Could be minutes, could be hours. This is where you need your ears open for key announcements. What are the main terms we need to listen for?
The first one, The one you want to hear is boarding. If the announcement says Flight BA-246 to New York is now boarding, that means it's time to get ready to get on the plane.
But boarding isn't usually a free-for-all, is it? They mention groups or zones.
Exactly. To manage the flow, airlines use boarding groups or zones. Your boarding pass will have this printed on it, maybe Group A, Zone 3, Priority, something like that. The announcement will specify, we are now inviting passengers in Group 1 to board, or we are now boarding passengers seated in rows 30 through 40. You have to wait until your group or row number is called. Don't just jump in the queue.
Got it. Listen for your specific group.
Okay, the less fun announcement word. Delay, right? If you hear, we have an update for flight LH450 to Frankfurt, there is a delay. It means departure will be later than planned. Hopefully they'll give an updated departure time or a reason, maybe due to late aircraft arrival or due to air traffic control.
And the worst-case scenario announcement.
Cancellation. If you hear, attention passengers on flight AA870 to Dallas, this flight has been canceled, that requires immediate action.
Sure.
Don't just sit there.
What do you do? What do you say?
Get to the airline's customer service desk or the gate agent quickly and state the problem clearly. My flight A870 was just canceled. What are my options for rebooking? You need to ask them to get you on another flight.
Good advice. Now, while you're waiting, maybe dealing with a delay, this could actually be a decent low-stress time to practice a bit of English, right?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Very low stakes. You could turn to the person next to you and just confirm the destination. Are you heading to New York too? Or comment on the situation. Looks like we might be delayed a bit, huh? Simple interactions builds confidence for the trickier stuff later.
Okay, the waiting game is over. They've called your boarding group. You're in the queue, moving towards the gate agent. This is the final step to actually get onto the plane.
Yep, you'll need your boarding pass ready again. The gate agent will scan it and probably just say, boarding pass, please. Sometimes, especially for international flights, they might ask one last quick security question.
Like what?
Things like, did you pack your own bags? Or have your bags been with you the entire time since you packed them? The standard answer is just a simple yes.
Okay. You walk down the jet bridge, step onto the plane. Now the mini challenge. Finding your seat in that narrow aisle with everyone else trying to do the same thing. Seats have numbers and letters, right?
Always, like 23A or 15C. The number is the row, easy enough. The letter, the position in that row. Generally, A and F are window seats on bigger planes, C and D are aisle seats, and B and E are those lovely middle seats.
So if you're a bit lost, craning your neck, what's the phrase?
Just politely ask a flight attendant, or even another passenger who looks like they know where they're going. Excuse me, could you point me towards seat 23A? Or simply, excuse me, where is seat 23A?
Got it. And you found your seat. Final bit of airplane Tetris. Stowing your carry-on bag, where does it go?
2 main approved places. The overhead compartment that bin above your seat. That's for larger carry-on bags, roller bags, etc.
And the second spot?
Under the seat in front of you. This is usually for smaller items like a backpack, a purse, a laptop bag. Flight attendants might remind you. Smaller items need to go under the seat in front, please, especially during takeoff and landing.
What if the overhead bins near your seat are already totally full?
That happens, especially on full flights. A flight attendant might help you find space further down the aisle. Or if the plane is really full, they might say something like, I'm sorry, the overhead bins are full. We'll need to check this bag for you at the gate.
Meaning they take it from you there.
Yeah, they'll tag it and put it in the cargo hold. You usually pick it up at baggage claim with the other checked bags, though sometimes on smaller planes, they bring it back to the plane door upon arrival. They'll tell you which. #tag2, communication with flight attendants.
Okay, seated, bag stowed, ready to go. During the flight itself, interactions with the cabin crew, the flight attendants, are mostly about comfort and basic needs, right?
Exactly. And simple, polite requests work best. For drinks. Excuse me, could I have some water, please? Or may I have an orange juice? If you're interested in food beyond the main meal service, you could ask, do you happen to have any snacks available?
What about comfort, if that air vent is blasting Arctic air directly onto you?
Yeah, temperature can be an issue. If you're cold, the easiest ask is, excuse me, could I possibly get a blanket? If it's generally too hot or cold, you could try asking, is it possible to adjust the temperature slightly? Though they might not have much control over individual zones.
And needing the facilities.
The most common and perfectly polite term is restroom. Excuse me, where is the nearest restroom? The slightly more formal, airplane-specific term is lavatory, so you might hear them use that word or see it on signs. Where is the lavatory? Works just fine too.
Okay, here's a more serious one. What if you start to feel unwell during the flight? Motion sickness, headache, anything.
Don't suffer in silence. Use the call button above your seat to get an attendant's attention. When they arrive, just state it simply. Excuse me, I'm not feeling very well.
And then maybe add specifics.
Yes, be brief but clear. I feel quite nauseous. Or, I have a really bad headache. They are trained to handle basic medical situations and can offer assistance, maybe pain relief, or just keep an eye on you.
What about turbulence? It can be unsettling, even if it's normal. If the plane starts bouncing around, can you ask for reassurance?
Usually the captain will make an announcement if it's significant turbulence, explaining it's normal. But if they haven't, and you're feeling anxious, it's perfectly okay to quietly ask a passing attendant, is this turbulence normal? They'll almost certainly reassure you with something like, yes, it's perfectly normal, just some bumpy air, we should be through it shortly. Hashtag tag tag 3 immigration and arrival. The interview.
Touchdown. The flight's over. You've made it to your destination country. But there's one more potentially nerve-wracking conversation. The chat with the immigration or customs officer. They're just doing their job, but it can feel intense. Preparation here seems key.
Absolutely essential. They need clear, direct answers. They're basically checking, why are you here? How long are you staying? Can you support yourself? Do you intend to leave? Vague answers raise flags.
Okay, let's break down the standard questions they'll likely ask and the kind of concise answers you need. First and foremost, purpose of visit. Why are you entering their country?
Keep it simple and honest. For tourism. Or, I'm here on vacation. If it's work-related. For a business meeting. Don't ramble, just the main reason.
Next up, duration of stay. How long will you be here?
Be precise and make sure it matches your return ticket details. For 2 weeks. For 10 days. Avoid vague answers like, about a month. If your ticket says 21 days, say 21 days or 3 weeks, precision builds confidence.
Third key question, accommodation. Where are you staying?
You need this info ready. Have the hotel name and maybe the address handy. Answer like, I'm staying at the Hilton Hotel on Main Street, or I'll be staying with my family in London. If it's family or friends, be prepared they might ask for the name and address.
Okay, those are the basics. But sometimes, especially if you seem nervous or something seems off, they might ask follow-up questions, right? What kind of things should we be prepared for?
Good point. They're trained to probe a little to verify your story. If you said visiting family, they might ask, what is your relative's name? Or how long has your sister lived here? If you said business meeting, they might ask, what is your occupation back home? Or which company are you meeting with?
So these follow-ups test consistency. How do you handle an unexpected question like that?
Honestly, briefly, and consistently. If they ask your occupation, just state your job title. I'm a software engineer. No need for your life story. If you genuinely don't understand the question, it's much better to ask for clarification than to guess. Say, I'm sorry, could you please repeat the question? Or, I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
That's good advice. Don't guess. And finally, they almost always want proof you plan to leave eventually.
Absolutely. They need assurance you're not planning to stay illegally. The question is usually very direct. Do you have a return ticket? Or, can I see your onward ticket?
And the answer is
Yes, I do. Here it is. And have it ready printed or on your phone showing your flight details leaving their country. That usually satisfies them.
What if, for some reason, the officer says you need to go for secondary screening? That sounds serious. What do you do or say then?
Don't panic. It happens. Stay calm and cooperate fully. You could ask politely, is there a particular issue I can help clarify? If they just tell you to wait in a specific area, just confirm you understand. Okay, I understand. I'll wait here. The key is cooperation, not argument.
Immigration cleared. Huge sigh of relief. You are officially in the country. Just one final step. Getting those check bags back.
Right. As soon as you leave the immigration area, start looking for the signs. They'll usually say baggage claim or sometimes baggage reclaim. Follow those arrows. They lead to the big open area with the carousels.
Ah, the carousels, those big moving conveyor belts. How do you know which one will have your flight's bags?
Look up again. Above each carousel, there will be a screen. That screen displays the flight number and the origin city for the bags arriving on that specific belt. Find the screen showing your flight number, say BA246 from London, and it'll usually indicate the carousel number like carousel 5. Head over there.
And then you wait and watch dozens, maybe hundreds of very similar looking bags go round and round. Our sources had a great practical tip for making this less stressful.
Oh yeah, this is a lifesaver. Because so many bags look alike, especially black roller bags, do yourself a huge favor before you even fly. Put something distinctive on your checked bag.
Like what?
A brightly colored luggage tag,
Yeah.
a unique strap, even just a piece of colorful ribbon tied to the handle. Anything that makes your bag instantly recognizable from 10 feet away. It saves you that constant peering and second guessing. Is that mine? No. Is that mine? You just see your bright green ribbon and no.
Reduces that end-of-journey stress significantly. Smart. Hashtag tag 2, the lost luggage scenario. Troubleshooting.
Okay, we've covered the smooth journey.
Yeah.
But part of this deep dive is being ready if things don't go smoothly.
Mm.
What happens if you're standing at Carousel 5, the belt stops, everyone else has grabbed their bags, and yours just isn't there? The lost luggage nightmare.
Right, panic moment. But clear communication is absolutely critical here. Where do you go first? And what do you need?
First, do not leave the baggage claim area. Stay inside. Look for the dedicated baggage services desk for the specific airline you flew with. Sometimes it's labeled lost and found, but it's usually airline specific. Don't go to a general airport info desk. They can't help with this.
Okay, found the right desk. What are the exact phrases to use to report the missing bag?
Be clear and provide your flight details immediately. Excuse me, my bag didn't arrive. I was on flight BA246 from London. Or, I need to report a missing suitcase. I can't find my luggage from flight BA246.
The airline staff will then start a claims process. What is the single most important piece of paper you absolutely must have kept from check-in?
That's as crucial. The sticky baggage tag receipt they gave you when you checked the bag in. It often gets stuck to your passport or boarding pass stub. It has a barcode and a unique tracking number.
Why is that tag so important?
Because that number is how they track the bag in the global system. Without it, finding your specific black suitcase among millions is incredible. Go straight to the airline's customer service desk, or sometimes the gate agent for the flight you just missed. State the situation clearly. I just arrived on flight, your first flight number, and have missed my connection to your final destination. Flight, your missed flight number. Then, the crucial question. Could you please rebook me on the next available flight?
And if the delay was the airline's fault?
They are generally obligated to help you get to your destination, usually at no extra cost. Asking that question, can you rebook me, initiates that process. Hashtag tag outro.
And that completes our journey. Wow.
Yeah.
We've gone from finding the right terminal, mastering that 311 liquid rule, knowing the difference between checked and carry-on, all the way through security commands, gate monitoring.
Understand those crucial immigration questions about purpose and duration, having your accommodation details ready.
Right. And even knowing exactly what to say and what tag to show if, heaven forbid, your luggage goes missing or if you miss a connection.
And if we kind of synthesize all of this, what does it really mean? Mastering this specific airport English, it's fundamentally about taking control, isn't it? It's about reducing that anxiety, that feeling of being lost or unprepared.
Yeah, turning confusion into a predictable sequence of steps.
Exactly. Knowing the vocabulary, like PNR or oversized or additional screening, knowing the expected questions, understanding the difference between scheduled and estimated times, it gives you agency. It turns down the stress level significantly.
That confidence, knowing you can handle the communication, feels like the most valuable thing you can pack.
It really is. We spent a lot of time focusing on the language needed to solve potential problems, getting directions, reporting a lost bag, clarifying immigration questions, asking for help if you feel unwell. And what really stands out, I think, is that every single phrase, every bit of tactical vocabulary we discussed, it's designed to shift the power dynamic just a little.
It takes control away from the confusing, sometimes intimidating airport bureaucracy and puts it back into your hands, the traveler. You know what to ask, what to expect, how to respond.
So our final thought for you is this. How much more enjoyable, how much more adventurous can travel become when you're equipped with the linguistic tools to handle whatever comes your way? Whether it's just asking for an aisle seat or navigating a missed connection, that kind of preparedness, that's maybe the best travel insurance there is.
Well said.
Until next time, keep diving deep.